the place, rock the place, rock the place, rock.
The ankle good too.
Yeah. All right. Hello, friends.
What up, world?
What's going on? It's your boy Jimbo.
And Whiskey Matt. We're in the Whiskey Garage.
We're in the whiskey garage.
Yeah, man.
Matt, I came over here. Matt's sipping a little sour, a little whiskey sour.
Yeah. I'll put up a video showing all you cats how to fucking make a nice whiskey sour on a budget.
Yeah, you're gonna see a lot of different content coming. We're in our summer of content.
Yeah.
We're making a big push.
Not even summer yet, but
We're okay, fine. Fuck you. We're in our year of content. All right.
hey, it feels great out today.
It does.
For
Beautiful
a
70-degree day.
February.
Yeah, a little snow in like 2
My birthday's
weeks.
coming up.
When's your birthday?
23rd. You just had one.
I just had one. Joe had one on Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I saw him at Mardi Gras in Soulard.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, just in passing. Him and Dub. Shout out, guys.
Were you at, did you go to your cousin's place? Mm-hmm. Nice. I saw they were doing like a family-friendly Mardi Gras.
I don't know. I didn't see a lot of titties.
There weren't a lot of titties. Last year, I had to start flashing my titties to get people to flash
This
titties.
year was chilly and rainy.
Yeah,
so,
it was. Last year it was sunny and nice.
Yeah, lots of
Warm.
titties.
Lots of titties.
You did have your titties out. I remember that.
I did have my titties out. I had my whole shirt off. That was a work event.
Well, that's enough about titties.
That is enough about titties.
Mayor of Titty City. But Mardi Gras over.
Mardi Gras over, and we are moving towards
Patties.
part of maybe definitely my favorite holiday.
One, it's up there. For
I
me.
mean, for fuck's sake.
It's up there for me. I don't know where that came from.
Up the rock.
Up the rah.
Oh, I didn't even know I said my coffee. Yeah.
And I'm wearing green.
Hey!
So, we do. Patties is coming up, so we do have some Irish whiskeys here. We can get into, I mean, either one. This one's a single malt. Might be a better one to start with.
Okay. And if you check the website, I'm going to start back on my blogging. I kind of was starting to dive into the differences. I don't know how much you know about the differences between like Irish, Scotch, bourbon, straight up American whiskey, sour mash.
Yeah, there's so many different varieties, and I think that's why you and I kind of need to There's gonna be a lot more whiskey content.
We're gonna educate ourselves and thus educate you.
Absolutely.
In a much less dense way than the fucking books I got sitting on my nightstand.
One of my that's I'll give you that.
Yeah.
One of my pet peeves as a whiskey drinker. You and I have talked about this. You can be a connoisseur
Yes.
without being a snob.
I was gonna say connoisseur.
Yes. But that has nothing to do even with what I was going to say. So I don't know why I brought that up. But one of my pet peeves as a whiskey, that's why I brought it up, because I consider myself a connoisseur. As much as that might sound like I'm being a tool, I'm not.
No.
I'm not a snob, I'm a connoisseur. But when people are like, oh, I like bourbon, I don't like whiskey. Well, bourbon is whiskey.
Yeah.
As much as you want to classify it as something else, or they'll be like, well, I don't like scotch, I like whiskey. They're all whiskey.
All bourbon is whiskey, all scotch is whiskey, just not all whiskey is scotch or bourbon.
Exactly.
Now, when you get into that, if you're like, yeah, I like whiskey, but I'm not a fan of bourbon, or I'm not a fan of scotch, or certain scotches. I don't love a super peaty, very, Lafreheg tends to be very peaty.
It does.
And tends to be very smoky.
Yes.
I tend to like Isleys that tend to be a little bit brighter, a little bit more, they're all made on that literally Islay.
Yes.
And they tend to have a little salt to there's kind of a salt aspect to it.
Good Islay.
I do love a good
Love
Islay.
a good Islay. We're going to have to do some more deep diving into, the different, because that's the thing. You could go into we could do a whole episode about scotch.
Oh, we could do a whole year on just Irish whiskey.
That's true. But we're not. We're
doing two.
gonna do some Napog Castle. So
Okay.
Napog Castle is a single malt, 12-year. I'm gonna get a little pour here.
So, for those of you that do not know or have not seen these, this is what's known as a Glencairn glass. So, a Glencairn glass is the internationally recognized official whiskey tasting glass. All right, the tulip shape is supposed to help the aromas of your whiskey. There's no room for ice, and that's very purposeful. I have a Glencairn dropper Is like a little. It's a glass dropper.
I think you had that last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very light on the nose. There's not a lot.
It is very. It's very clean.
Very clean.
Clean is how I would describe
That is
that.
very
Yes.
clean.
Yes.
Not something. A lot of whiskeys tend to kind of punch you in the nose.
Yeah.
Oh, that is smooth. That is
very
very smooth.
I would almost say, if you are an American whiskey drinker, let's get a close up on that label. And I mean, I'll see what you think about this. Let's say you're somebody who has had Jack Daniels, that you've had American blends, you've had probably some bourbons, maybe some ryes. You don't know much about, what's going on overseas whiskey wise.
Yeah.
Irish and Scotch. That's a good entry.
That is a very good entry point.
Yeah.
Now, interesting you say the American whiskey thing. 12-year single malt Irish whiskey, aged in bourbon barrels.
Yeah, there you go.
So aged in bourbon. Do you recall the price point on this one?
It's been sitting in my cabinet for so long. I want to say it's probably around 60, 65 maybe.
Okay.
Not bad for a single malt Irish whiskey.
And honestly kind of on your higher end of what you're going to come across for a lot of Irish whiskeys.
Yes.
Most of what you're going to find in stores are not going to be your really aged single malt Irish whiskeys.
Right.
There is a whole rabbit hole you can go down there, but
Yes.
you don't tend to find those in the U.S. or at least in Missouri, unless you're going to a specialty shop.
I believe I picked this one up at Friar Tuck, the local Friar Tuck. So sometimes you can find those things.
Yeah.
If you're going specifically to a liquor store, peruse their whiskey section, because they might not always have the same stuff too.
I will tell you this. Whiskey aisle tends to be very intimidating. Mm-hmm. You don't have to know a lot about whiskey. Most of those places, a lot of the people that work there, they will have somebody that knows whiskey pretty well, or at least decently. And honestly, I know that when I go to Total Wine, I know it's not a local place.
Yeah.
But I tend to run into so many people that are excited to talk about whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
That they will absolutely educate and be like, oh, you want to get into this thing?
Yeah.
Let me help you.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't be afraid to ask questions. Just walking in there and going, oh, fuck, that's too many.
And I almost want to say that it's probably it's not specific to, but I notice a lot more enthusiasm with the whiskey.
Yeah, yeah.
I could walk into, let's say, a Total Wine or a Friar Tuck, even, places like that are kind of a chain, and you see people up and down they're going down the whatever, the fuck me in the mouth sour apple aisle.
Yeah.
Or, and the workers are like, okay, whatever. Or they're perusing the wines. Sometimes you get workers that are all boned up about wine, but usually they leave those people alone, because nothing against you wine drinkers, but sometimes you guys are a little standoffish and snobby. So you'd be like, I already know.
I know exactly.
Wine.
I know exactly what I'm looking for. Run along, peasant.
But you walk into that whiskey aisle, and there's always at least one guy who pokes his head around and is like,
yeah,
can I help you find something?
Honestly, there might be another customer in that aisle. It's like, hey man, what are you looking for?
Right. I've been that guy.
Yeah. I've been that guy, especially with beer, especially since doing this show.
Oh, yeah.
I have seen people just kind of trying to look for local stuff. I'm like, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Something hoppy. I'm like, oh, all right, come this way.
Well, and that's the thing, too. If you, the reason I say this is because, I feel like we're making this for people who maybe have a taste for whiskey, but want to branch out. Let's say you want to get into Irish whiskeys, you want to get into scotches, you're a big Ron Burgundy guy, and you're like, well, he loves scotch, maybe I'll love scotch. But I don't know where to start, rich mahogany.
But with Merlin Olsen.
You go into, like Jimmy said, any pretty much like liquor store, even like a chain, you walk down that whiskey aisle and tell them like, hey, I'm thinking about getting into Scotch. I'm thinking about getting into Irish. I don't really know anything about it. I like American. Like my favorite is Wild Turkey. Well, based on that, they're going to say, okay, this is where your palate goes.
Yeah.
Or this is a good starter for you. And then you could branch out.
And on this one,
this is a good starter.
Slight notes of caramel, kind of a little bit sweet. Very light, even almost a little bit fruity.
Yeah.
Very crisp, very clean.
Yeah, it is.
That is absolutely... Here's the thing is, like, I tend to love to do a drop of water in my whiskey.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need that to open this up at all.
No. This one's wide open, and that caramel you're talking about, it's almost like a salted caramel. Mm-hmm. That kind of, like, lingers.
Yeah.
You know? With some, like, floral notes, you know?
You can definitely notice the being aged in a bourbon barrel.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got that whiskey... Obviously, it's got whiskey flavor. It's fucking whiskey. But those charred oak barrels that have been soaked already... So some of the bitterness of charcoal is gone. It's been aged out. Yeah. And so you just kind of get this caramelized note in there. And that's also why it's not super dark. I mean, that is a very light kind of apple juice color.
Oh, yeah. This is one of those, too, like, you know, we come across these, and we've come across them on this show. Some of those were, like, the scent, the smell for me, like, that nose. Like, I could bury myself in that, you know? Like, this is one of those I could kind of, like... You know those, like, sometimes they do, like Target and places like that kind of have, like, their own, like, cheap, like, brand of cologne. Mm-hmm. And they have, like, almost like a whiskey, kind of like a bourbon scent to it. Yeah, it's almost like that. And I think that's where I'm kind of getting that floral, too, you know?
So that is an absolute fuck yeah for me. Mm-hmm. There's no even... It doesn't touch another scale. That is dangerous to me because I could sit down in my office. I was drinking the other night. I bought some incense. Yeah. But it's actual pieces of peat bog. Yeah. So that's like been dried out. So,
okay.
So when you light it up, kind of makes the room smell like a campfire. Kind of smells like a whiskey. Okay. So one of the things I have learned is the way that they make a Scotch very peaty. Yeah. At least in the old days, was they had a giant storeroom with all the grain, and underneath it they would get this peat moss, and they would let it burn, and it would just smoke the whole room and smoke all of the malt in there, and then they would distill with it, and that's where you get the peatiness, is how long and how much they smoked it. I bought some incense that smell.
I'm gonna need some of those.
Yeah,
I'm an incense guy. You know, I'm kind of a hippy dippy.
Yeah, I'm kind of an alcoholic, so like
something smells like whiskey.
Something smells like a whiskey house. So yeah, that one's a fuck yeah for me.
I'm gonna go fuck yeah too, and it has a very, I think everything that we're saying here, culminates to like basically it's very versatile. Yeah. I could see this even, you know, I mean, it's a good sipper. But like a whiskey soda with a lime, would just be so fantastic and refreshing, especially with, you know, it's unseasonably warm.
I actually think, weirdly enough, I can't get apple out of my head, and I feel like whiskey soda and take a slice of like a sweet apple, not a sour apple, but like a sweet apple, and
not like not the proper 12, the Conor McGregor apple, the sour Granny Smith apple.
Don't flavor your fucking whiskeys. Ugh.
I actually have 2 half bottles of that in this cabinet right behind you, and Jimmy, I couldn't even tell you why. I don't remember buying them or acquiring them. I don't know how they got to me. I don't remember opening them, and I don't remember drinking them.
So I will wrap this up on this note. We talked about not being snobs, more of a connoisseur. The only time I've ever been snobby is when I worked in Massachusetts at a liquor store. I was very loosely the beer and whiskey expert. Yeah. When I moved home, I was working somewhere, and somebody, so what did you used to do? I told them, like, I love whiskey. I go, what's your favorite whiskey? They go, Fireball. I go, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you don't love whiskey.
Get the fuck out. That's not whiskey.
No. There's a difference between being a snob and just understanding that, like, how do I say this without
you can be a dick.
I mean, it's trash.
It's trash.
And don't get me wrong, because some of it I love. Pickney Ben makes an apple whiskey.
Yeah.
The apple ambush.
Yeah.
It's really good, but I use it for cocktails.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's a cocktail mixer. Cinnamon whiskey in general, Fireball especially though. It's your Rumplemans. It's your hey, we're doing shots of this because it's fucking 1 o'clock in the morning. We're still at the shit bar, or you're on the golf course and you're not really caring about how you play. You're just trying to get trashed.
And it washes the taste out of it.
I remember playing golf with my buddies. I had just gotten the ring that I was going to propose to Sarah with.
Yeah.
And I was hiding in my golf bag anyway, because there's the one place I do. Sarah's never going in my golf bag. So I'm like, hey guys, I want to show you something. And so we get to the turn, and my buddy's like, well, let's get some shots of whiskey to celebrate. And we go in, and the lady goes, this is all I have that I can, because like she couldn't give us a bottle.
Yeah.
So she goes, and she just pulls out like 8 things of Fireball. I'm like, yeah, we're good. I don't need that.
Oh my god.
So this next one,
Yes.
we've got Redbreast,
Yeah.
single pot still Irish whiskey, also aged 12 years and matured in the finest oak barrels. I love that they put oak in filler in like cursive. Everything else is just print.
Oak. Probably the least refined word in that whole statement.
Yeah, and you
Maybe that's why they did it. Oh, what a gentleman. Now, I already love the color of this. It's still light, kind of like this one, but you get a little bit of that amber in it.
Yeah, it's definitely a little darker.
You know? Yeah, for sure. It's it's almost like almost reminds me of the resin from Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Like that, there could be a mosquito in the middle of this and I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, because there's dino DNA in it.
Dino DNA.
Now, a lot punchier on the nose.
Yeah.
A lot more of a whiskey smell.
Oh, yeah. That's going to hit you right in the mouth if you are not already a whiskey drinker.
So, I was going to say that about the last one. You could not be a whiskey person, and you might like that if you're like,
Yes.
I also don't know a single whiskey drinker that I'm friends with that would not absolutely enjoy that. You might find some people that are like, oh man, I like a little more smoke or I like a little bit more oak. But that first one, no one's going to be upset with that.
No.
No whiskey drinker is going to be like, no, I don't want to drink that. This one, a lot more of a caramel smell, a lot more of a wood smell.
Without tasting it, you already know this is a whiskey drinker's whiskey.
Yeah.
You know.
And yet, incredibly fucking smooth.
Very smooth. Very smooth. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That the smell deceives you a little bit.
Yeah. Definitely oaky. Like you're still getting that. Like that's all the way through.
Yeah.
It's on the nose. It's on the finish. It's in the body. Like it's there.
Ooh.
And that's. It's one of those. It's not the most prominent.
No. All the flavors in this kind of dissipate quickly.
Yeah.
Which you're not expecting from a lot of whiskeys, especially a whiskey that's this color. It's not as dark as a lot of whiskeys we've had.
No.
But a
that's
whiskey with a
absolutely true.
scent like this and a decent amber, you expect it to kind of linger a little longer. Mm-hmm. That kind of dissipates quickly, which I don't hate.
No, that is a very, very good. Wow, absolutely.
You know, I sometimes in the summer I get away from whiskeys.
Yeah.
Because it's such kind of a full flavor that is not usually, you don't associate words like crisp and clean and you definitely don't associate refreshing. And I'm not going to say this is refreshing, but it is light enough. Both of these are kind of light enough that I'm like, I don't get me wrong. At night, I still love a good whiskey, but during the summer, sometimes you're like, brown liquor. You know,
Sometimes in the summer I switch to sea breezes.
Yeah.
I love a good sea breeze.
Nice sea breeze.
Honestly.
I love a good blowjob. Maybe a sex on the beach. What else is in the Teaches of Peaches?
This one here, again, very crisp, very light. I will agree with you on that. Definitely a noticeable difference in you're getting more spice.
You are.
The spiciness is there.
Yeah, I just got that in the middle of my tongue right there.
But it is sort of offset because there's like a creamy note to it as well.
I love creamy.
That's I know you do. That's kind of it's offsetting that spiciness. It's well balanced.
It is very well balanced. We had that off camera. We didn't show this because it's not a whiskey you can buy anymore. It's not, and if you can, it's like $500 now because they don't make it. But we had that that unaged rye.
I do have it here. You want me to pull it out?
You might as well.
Okay. Not to sour people on it, because if you do get your hands on this, and it's Jack Daniels of all distilleries, you know. I mean, I'm not against Jack Daniels. Again, I'm not a snob.
Yeah.
I have bottles of Jack Daniels in my cabinet right now.
The only thing I'll ever kind of rail against is their Sinatra thing that was not very special, but they charged like $200 a bottle.
I remember that. I was not one of the suckers that bought it, but I remember it.
I had somebody that did have it, and I tried it. It was fine.
Not worth what they were charging.
No, absolutely not.
No.
Absolutely not.
It could have been
honestly,
maybe like a $40 bottle of whiskey.
And quite frankly, Frank would have rolled in his grave.
Yeah.
Supposedly he was buried
frozen.
with. Well, no, I thought Frank was buried with a bottle of Jack.
I don't know about anything anymore.
Mickey Mouse had his head frozen. I'm sorry, Walt Disney.
Yes, well, it's the same guy, right?
Yeah.
We didn't review this, so there's really no reason to bust it out, but we already did it. So
but the reason I'm referencing this is like a rye. If you know anything about whiskey, you know rye tends to have a spice to it.
Yeah.
This it hits the spice and then it dissipates, which is very unusual.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, a rye likes to linger, and it's almost like eating a spicy food or something that's very spiced. Mm-hmm. Same type of thing where you get the spice and then it goes away.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very different type of spice, but in the summer I like to make a habanero vodka, and one of the things I love about that, same thing, you get that spiciness and it goes away.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't have any of the oils or anything to make it linger.
That's true. I've had a few of those. Like, there's different, I had a, what's the place in the Ozarks that does the...
I don't know. My family summers in Florida.
There's a place that does moonshine. And but they also had a Bloody Mary mix.
Yeah.
That had like a habanero. I don't know. It was really good. But yeah, things like that, they do. It's like they have just the right amount of spice and it doesn't linger too long. Like a spicy food, like you said.
Yeah.
Which I love spicy food anyway.
I do too. I'm loving the smell of this. It's very caramely.
It is another one of those.
Very woody.
And it's kind of like a... I like that you brought up summer, because I'm with you on that. A lot of times I kind of I cut back on my whiskey consumption in the summer. This is sort of like an all-season...
It is. They both are.
I would still... Yes, I would agree on that for both of them. I would still probably not do a whole lot in the summer.
Correct.
But, we have a very, even though it's still winter, it's very springtime out right now. Yeah. And I'm enjoying the fuck out of this. I feel like, midwinter, it would still have the same effect.
Oh, yeah.
Fall, same effect.
I do work outside sometimes, but neither one of us have, outside toiling away jobs.
No, absolutely not.
But even just walking...
We're soft in the middle.
Even just walking from your building to your car in 110 degrees, you get home, you're like... you're never what sounds good?
Right.
Brown liquor.
Yeah.
These are both...
Usually I want to just, chug a gallon of water at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm going for alcohol, it's going to be an ice cold beer.
I have started getting into a habit, because I do tend to have a couple of drinks at home.
Yeah.
I will come home, and I'll have 4 or 5 big old glasses of water before I ever pour. I don't walk in... I also have kind of a rule for myself. I don't drink in front of my son anymore.
Okay.
And it's not that I'll never drink in front of him. It's that I don't want him to grow up with the vision of, oh, Dad always had a glass in his hand.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But also part of it is, I don't feel like I drink enough water during the day. So when I get home, I'm like,
I definitely don't drink enough water. There's been times where I will go through my day, and it'll be like around this time at night, and I'm like, I don't think I had any water. Like, I'm thinking back and like retracing my steps, and I'm like, there wasn't water.
Yeah.
I woke up, I had coffee, I did this, and I'm just like, I should drink water.
Well, and you used to work where I work. We have bottles of water in a refrigerator.
But it was also a foot and a half away from a fully functional and fully stocked soda fountain.
And a snack bar.
Yes, that's true.
A snack bar.
Lots of popcorn and
Cheetos, Doritos.
Yes, absolutely. So
Cool Ranch Doritos. Okay, that one also. I hate to just be pure fuck yeah. That one's a fuck yeah for me.
It's a fuck yeah for me too.
I'm still going. My favorite of the night is, how do we say this? Napogue?
Yeah, Napogue Castle.
Napogue Castle.
Napogue Castle. I do think best in show.
Best in show.
Best in show tonight. Simply because of the versatility and the drinkability and the wide range. I feel like, again, almost anybody, like you said, you don't even necessarily have to be a whiskey drinker to pick that up and think, okay, that's not bad.
Great cocktail for that one also would probably be that, some ginger ale, and maybe a lime wedge. Or not a lime wedge, a lemon wedge.
Sure, either one.
Either one. Nice little summer drink.
Yeah.
That's your bourbon in the summer, or that's your whiskey in the summer drink.
Yeah,
That's,
absolutely. And that's kind of what I like about a lot of like Irish whiskeys and Scotch is you are going to get more versatility.
Yes.
A lot of times. You are going to get lighter whiskeys.
Yeah.
That aren't so, heavy on that spice and that bite. And it is going to be a better option for if you're looking for a whiskey to drink and, on those warmer days.
Yeah.
And like you said, you're thinking like, oh, a brown liquor, like a bourbon that sounds like it's going to be so heavy on my stomach. You switch to something like this for those months and, even like you said, in a cocktail, nice and refreshing and it's not gonna weigh you down too much and it's not gonna feel like, oh, this doesn't have a place here. So.
Yeah. And on that note, Matt is gonna do cocktails. But I think as we move forward with more Whiskey Garage episodes, you're gonna see more, especially as we get into the summer months. Summer tends to be kind of cocktail time.
Oh, absolutely.
We're going to get into some summer cocktails. I've got probably one of my favorite summer cocktails. It's called a Gold Rush. I don't know if you've ever had that.
No.
It's basically bourbon. You make honey simple syrup.
Okay.
And lemon juice. And it is a refreshing bourbon drink for the summer. It is one of my favorite things to make.
So it's almost like a twist on like a rusty nail.
I'm not familiar with the Rusty Nail. Rusty Trombone.
On that note, the alligator fuck house.